Hello, good morning from New Zealand. I wanted to share something with you that I thought was great. So, New Zealand's national pastime, like their favorite thing in the world, is rugby. And there's a team called the All Blacks, and it's also their fashion week here. And I just have to show you guys this. Let me see if I can find it. Let me do the little share screen. I wonder where I put it. Let's see if it's this one. Hold on one sec. What did I do with it? Yeah, okay. So let's do that little share screen thing. Here it is. And let me see if I can. Oh, here it is. So yeah, the boys over here don't look great. They're quite tired. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, so I thought if anything, this would be kind of fun to start off the meeting. This is for Jockey.
Hey, want a
I don't
chance
know
to
if
win
I can
$20,000?
get it to actually show you a little bit, just on the runway. But it was really cool, and they definitely have their. It's like men and women go crazy for these guys, just in general, just in sport and everything else. But it was a really fun sort of thing. Let me see if I could. Can I turn it up? All right. I guess you don't really need sound, do you? So I just wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was incredible and great. So let's see, let me go back to um, what we're talking about here. Let's see. All right. So there you go. Okay, so great. So again, welcome. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought that was kind of cool. It is sweater weather over here, so it's a little cold. But today I'm in my office at my sister-in-law's house. So yeah, so anyway, let's get started with some of the questions that you had. So what I'm going to do first at the beginning is I'm going to go ahead and answer a couple of questions that some of the members had. And at that point, we can dive into some of the lessons that we had this past week. You guys were just given the last week of AMP, Digital Hustle and Glow, on how to use social media in promotional PR sense and how to really bring that following to you, which is perfect right now. We're ending summer in the US, and it's extremely, extremely slow, usually for everybody. So don't feel like it's something that's really pertaining to you. Just in general, that's just how it works. In fact, a lot of retailers feel the pinch right now, and they come up with different types of sales to get those warm bodies in the door and sell to them. So it's something that we just do. If we disconnect, we enjoy the summer, which is great. And there are great ways to deal with that. And this is your opportunity in branding. It's your opportunity in really reaching out and showing who you are. That way, if anything, you can start resonating with the following and then bring it to the next level. Okay, so one of the questions that I had was from Carol Ann in New York City, and she had asked about a question about, let me see if I can remember this correctly. It was basically, paraphrasing, how do you gain balance if you're at a full-time gig and you're starting your business at the same time, and how can you make room for everything? And for me, it clicked in when I started really being committed to showing up for myself in different ways. So my first way I really started doing that was going to the gym regularly. So I set certain times and days to go all the time. Now, I have a free schedule for sure, but when I was working, there was a time in 2010 when I did do a consultancy full-time job, and I was also starting my first year in business. And what I did was I made sure that I went to the gym at a certain time, and then I also started working at a certain time. And it can be a little frustrating, I think, for some of the people around you if you have family, if you're in a relationship. I know that it was for me. I actually had this rule where I couldn't put any sort of device in bed. So my husband had said, like, yeah, you can't bring a device. You can't have your iPhone. You can't check your emails. You can't do any of that at a certain time. And I pushed back a lot. And it turns out he was absolutely right. So the schedule was like if I got out at 6 o'clock, I got to relax for 2 hours. And at that point, I went ahead and started my second job, my work, my really, I feel like it's my life's work at 8 or 9 o'clock. And at that point, I would roll into 11:30 and then stop. It was only 2 hours. Of course, you can really, really do it early in the morning, which I sometimes did before I went to the gym. But if you can think of how you have, or maybe yourself, I keep on thinking of Alicia Keys when I hear about this, but Alicia Keys' mother, when she was growing up in New York, she literally regimented her entire day, her entire schedule. Wake up, go to school, as soon as you're after school, as soon as that bell rang, you went to a lesson, and you just adhere to this crazy schedule, and it really kept her focused, and it really showed her how to stabilize what was important and really, really focus on getting everything that she needed done, but she had to schedule it, and it's a big deal to really schedule your time. Also, too, what I did that really helped me get into the space of really wanting to have my own business is, and in my cubicle, I would put my earbuds on and I would listen to a podcast. So when I created my podcast, I really had that in mind for other people just to like plug in and listen and be inspired by just other women's stories that are entrepreneurs and maybe even things that you can apply to your business. So what I would say to that is to really look at your schedule, adhere to it. It's not going to become real at all if you don't schedule it in. It's kind of like me in my first book. If I didn't schedule it in, there was no way I was going to get done. So that's my best advice for you. And of course, if you have any questions, if you want to dive deeper into it, just email me back, Caroline, and we can talk about it a little bit more. So if you are an AMP insider, meaning you are part of the AMP membership, you have access to me at any time via email, or we do have periodic, not only these type of group sessions, but we also have one-on-one time that we can schedule, especially in the beginning when you just start. So with that said, I think it's perfect time to go ahead and go into the actual membership site. Oh, isn't that convenient? I put that there. All right, let's get to business. Okay, so this is the AMP membership website, and what it is this is like the home page here. It's you can sign up, you can dig the vibe, you can check out to see if this is something that's for you. If you're experiencing these things, this is a great way for you to kind of just jump on board and get involved. And it kind of gives you really, lots of great detail on what you're, can be a part of. Also, too, I'm really going to start promoting this, and next month in particular, we're going into systems for creative artists, coaches, and freelancers, and that is going to be the step-by-step way of actually, really honing yourself together and getting yourself organized and get paid first in advance and get your clients to really have some sort of accountability so you can go through with them through the process. And that's something that I've been working on for months, so that will definitely be happening here September. We're going to be launching that e-course. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things that you can access. And if you guys want to check it out, you would go to hustleandglow.com/amp/ and let me see if I can share that website here. I think you can. Let's see. I think we can showcase it. So on your screen, you should be able to have that link. If you're watching this later and it's live, I will provide all the links that are in this broadcast. So with that said, let me just make a little link for me. Okay, great. And let me just roll back up real quick. And if you're a newbie to AMP, what you would do is you would hit the login button. At that point, it will roll you right over to the login area. Each month we change the password, but you know what you would do is below here is they actually would show you your username, and then we show you what the monthly um, the monthly password is. Okay, so a quick tour on AMP just so you guys can get familiar with it. Here are your lessons that are plugged in each week, and we are on week 4 in August, so you're going to have the online marketing module. Over here below that is just AMP Backstage Pass, so you can check out all the podcasts. If you were interested in seeing when the new group session, which is today, you can actually click here and we'll list it down. Of what the topic is, when the time is, how to call in using Skype. And today, this broadcast actually is not going to be on Skype, so I apologize for that. But I wanted a clear signal today. You'll still get a recording of this. Here is the one-on-one session. So if you feel like you really want to connect, and you need that one-on-one session, you would click here and it would take you to my scheduling page, and you can plug in when is a good time for you. Here are the Q&A replays such as this. This is going to be there. Let's just kind of go there real quick. And they will be posted right on the bottom so you guys can get all of that. Now, the home session is what we just saw. The core sessions are all the past modules that we've had on AMP. So you'll be able to see, we're relatively new, so we're going to have June and July right there. And you will find August here starting September 1st. So you can access all of this in your own time as well. I know that we're busy. I purposely put these modules in on Wednesday. So it usually means that we're a little bit more stable and from the weekend, and it's not as busy in the middle of the week. And we're able to really check in and connect with some of these lessons. They're also meant to be not as long. So you can really action out that item and not be worried about, oh, I'm going to fall behind. It's really simple each week. Here is a list of all of the previous calls that we've had and some of the guided meditations that you also can access that are on the resource library. Bonus content would be where the infographic ebook is at, which is awesome. This will actually show you how to create really cool infographics that you can use on Pinterest or your branding. I created my AMP logo right here using the same method that I teach you guys here. So it's super simple, super easy. I encourage you to check it out. I think that your branding will just be wonderful and amazing at it once you get the visualization component and the recognizability to your product that you can use on Pinterest and other social media, especially your websites. Just to talk about that real quick, let me just see if I can go to AMP. I just want you guys to know that I just redesigned my entire AMP page using that same infographic lesson. So everything here is completely something I designed, except for that. I had a web designer do that. My virtual assistant did that, which is great. We're actually going to go a little bit more back into virtual assistants, which is awesome. I actually have a program for that we launched on AMP. But this is really something that I put together, every single piece. It took about 2 weeks for me to refine it and to just get the messaging right, to get the actual visualization done. We already scrolled down, but I'm just really proud of how quickly it turned around and how easy I was able to do it. And really, it's the same area and the bonus content. If you guys are interested in doing something like that, you absolutely can. It's part of your membership access. It's free if you're an AMP member. Community is going to jump you right onto the Facebook group that we have. We may be transitioning into a different sort of group. And I think I'm going to move people over to Google Plus so it could be a little bit more interactive. I have a great number of members here, but I want to go ahead and translate the group members that are interested in communicating with each other more, and we'll be doing that via Google Plus. So let's see. Here we go. Community, your login, and support. Essentially, this is going to auto-populate an email for you to check out. Let me see if you guys can see the email. No, it's not picking up that screen. But what it is a an email just auto-populated, and it has our customer service information and details, and you can just quickly send us over an email if you ever have any questions about what's going on with your membership, or you want to be able to use it in a more tactical way. You can. It's really simple to get a contact with me. It's customer service at socialglobalgrind.com, or you can reach me directly at Francesca at socialglobalgrind.com. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's go ahead and check out the last two weeks that we got going on here. And we're on week 3, and we're all planning. It's all about planning is what the title is. And let me go ahead and see if I can, awesome, bring up that particular PDF. So here's Digital Custom Glow. It's for smart creatives, and it's week 3. It's all about planning. And we go down here, and it's really a little bit more analytically focused. It really shows you how to get and create your editorial calendar. You want to do it at least 3 months in advance. Even if you don't use your editorial calendar, you will find the more prepared you are, the easier it is for you to actually write. If you are a blog writer, you can write easily on Sunday for an hour. And you will find if you just have that hour, I usually go to a coffee shop. I like people watching a lot, especially since I'm now in a different country. I dig the culture so much over here. I love to see how people act, and I love doing it with my partner in particular, because we can just see how people roll in and roll out, and even kind of see what their stories might be. So I'm just a people person in general, and I'll take my laptop and I'll start writing a story because I feel inspired. It's usually about business. It's also has to do a little bit about mindset, the mindset of what entrepreneurs have to deal with. It's always evolving. It's always changing. I think the resounding theme is that we feel a bit overwhelmed. So I really tap into that. There's different ways that we are overwhelmed in business. So I talk about that a lot. And I actually make infographics that really resonate with that. That's when I came up with the affirmation infographics in particular. So I have this quote here: creativity resides in your smile, and in your action is behind the smile, which I really believe that. So here we go. We keep talking a little bit more about that. We also talk about the importance of team members. Team members can be virtual assistants. It can be an actual assistant, depending on how your business is set up. If you are alone and you're starting off your business, I am telling you, you can get a virtual assistant for $3 an hour. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit more next week. But certainly, you do want to get your first virtual assistant, and just, if anything, the first assignment for them, just to see how they feel and how they work with you. Have them do all of your Twitter posts. You'll be amazed in how, that takes 2 hours of your work week, especially if you have that full-time gig and you are working and starting your business online. You need all the help that you can get. And it's been my experience, and a lot of other entrepreneurs' experience, that for some reason, your partner, your husband, your wife, your kids are not really into helping you with that. So you just have to get the virtual assistant that is really dedicated to your cause and keep doing that. Then I talk about getting a little bit more support, checking on the Facebook group, which is absolutely what you should do anytime you do that. I also talk about the importance of dance breaks. They really break up the charge that you might feel when you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. And what you'll see in a lot of the modules I sent is that you definitely have a dance break that's embedded inside each lesson. So you'll have some music that'll accompany you for sure. Here we are on day 1. We're talking about creating your editorial calendar. I give you some easy steps on how to do that. And then you can click the videos below. Social media strategy and campaigning 101. That's amazing. The ROI social mention Google ranking method. Now this is pretty cool. The biggest thing in corporate America is the ROI conversation, return on investment. Why am I going to pay somebody to do social media, and what does that cost to me? Well, the conversation used to start where it's like actually no cost, because all of the social media tools are free. Twitter's free, Facebook is free unless you do an ad. You know, Pinterest is free, but you are paying that somebody hourly to do it. So whether it's an intern or whether it's a paid person, I personally think that you need to invest in your people. I don't think a free intern from college is appropriate if you have a business. You have to also think that social media is your reputation. So you need to manage your reputation. You're not necessarily going to give that to somebody who's just starting out and going to school, but you should actually really think about giving that to a professional. We talk a little bit more about that in this particular module. I do a midweek check-in, check to see how you guys are doing. We do a dance break, and also you can check in with me to see if you have any touch points that you want to talk about when you're going into this process. It's very important. I give you a couple of things that you need to do, and there you go. So you're all set for that week. Let me just zero that out. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and dive on to week 4. Now, it occurred to me, too, while we don't have a Q&A section on this particular broadcast, you can absolutely do a follow-up question or anything like that on the Facebook group, or you can just reply to this email that I'm going to send you out the replay. Just let me know if you have any questions after you saw this, okay? So here's week 4, online marketing, and let's go ahead and visit that PDF. Awesome. Okay, so here is that PDF. And we talk about creating your campaign and how that's going to look like. This is kind of cool. The photos are really cool. They're I believe some of them are from Australia street style. Since I'm down under, I'm totally looking into all things that are fashion. Oh, and by the way, before I go out, I just want to share a Pinterest board with you guys that I'd love for you to check out. It's super cool. But anyway, we'll get back to that. That's kind of more of a personal note. So anyway, here we are, the final week of owning your own creativity. And the quote, when you're working hard and there is no result, just remember this: development happens slowly with high quality. It's true. It's not about how quickly you win a race or you pop something out there. You know, a lot of products go and they get refining over and over. And the smart ones are depending on what resonates with the audience. So sometimes you might still have your message, but you may want to give something that the audience is really looking for, and that takes time. That absolutely takes time and development. So in Module 1, we're talking about the art of storytelling. And the art of storytelling is a really cool video, because I learned this from my mentor in marketing, Sarabella Gignac. She was amazing, and she would show me how to effortlessly develop a story and show how that would translate in social media, which this is basically all the secrets that she told me in that video, which is very dear to me. Sales strategy. Love sales strategy. So we talk about sales strategy and sales funnels. And how do people do that on an ongoing basis? And I talk about it in terms of retail. So retail will look and at the entire 12-month calendar and section it off in seasons and what the shopper shops for. So right now, the August shopper is shopping for back to school clothes and any other business promotions. There's also a lot of, Apple does a lot of promotions with back to school. They've really thought of that. If you're a business owner, you sometimes take advantage of that as well. So there are seasons that happen, and of course the obvious, the holidays too. And you really want to plan that out. And I show you how to do that strategy and how to really look at even catchphrases of what a lot of retailers and a lot of smart marketers use. In Module 3, creating strong content is a way of creating content that really resonates with your group. We talk a little bit here about how to identify who your desired client is, and a simple synopsis of that is it's usually you. You're usually your own desired client for sure. If you're starting out, you may envision that person to have considerable amount of money that's disposable income, and you really start sketching out who you're writing for. Once you're able to do that and you understand who you're writing for, all of the words just pop off the page. It happens again, but you need to take a little time and detail of finding out who your desired client really is. The midweek check-in, and we go with this affirmation. I love this. I find a way to create what I want. I make a day of it. Absolutely. I think in my most frustrating days in Los Angeles, I used to jump in the car and go and be in a crowd of something, whether I was just walking up and down, Colorado Boulevard in Santa Monica or Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena. I needed to get out there, and I needed to get my head in the game. And for me, I had to be social and take my laptop, go somewhere and just be and sit and start writing what I really wanted. There's definitely a city that I go to. It's Wellington, and it's a really cool area. It's definitely different. The weather's kind of funky right now for me. I'm not adjusted to it yet, but I'm certain that I will be going out and finding my own way. Right now I'm just hiking like crazy, which is awesome. Here we go. Okay, the final week. This is for a video, they're for inspiration, and they talk about what you can do and how you can use just AMP in general, and how you can really help you identify what you want to do with your brand. Here's day 3. Got a lot of content for you this week. Module 3, creating strong content. I think that might be the same video, though. I'm not sure. So Module 4, linking your YouTube video on Pinterest. Oh, yeah, this is great. So I show you how to link all of your YouTube videos on Pinterest. You can actually upload them there, and this is like a step-by-step of how to do it. Step 5, your guided tour of Pinterest. And this was taken probably early this year. It's already changing. Try to get a business account for yourself. But and on Pinterest, it's really effective if you do something like that. You can still show who you are and your personality, but certainly this is a great way to get the relationship building happening with your potential clients. And this is so good. These are like Pinterest facts. They have over 10 million users and one of the fastest growing social media networks in history. Although that, my friends, might change. I'm seeing, things come up all the time. So, in particular, I'm quite interested in wondering how Snapper, is it Snapper? Snapchat. I keep on saying Snapper. There's a Snapper card in Wellington that I keep on thinking of. It's how you pay for your parking. So, what I was referring to was Snapchat, which is for the selfie obsessed people. So, we don't know what's going to happen. I thought Vine was actually going to go up with Instagram, but again, it's all there, an experiment, and see how people really, really dig stuff. So right now, we got Pinterest as a #1 social media growth that's happening now. 97% of Pinterest users are women. Yay! If your products are on Pinterest, women will check it out. They'll love it. They might share it. They might click through and buy your product. You have to understand that if you have a female-based product. Pinterest users spend an average of 1 hour and 17 minutes on the site. No lie. That's about it. Especially on weekends, I love to just sit and be and then just hang out on Pinterest. Sometimes if I can't go to sleep, you'll see some Pinterest movement happening at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's me. I can't go to sleep. This is more than users spend on Twitter, 36 minutes. LinkedIn, they spend 17 minutes. And Google, 6 minutes. So this is phenomenal stuff. Can you imagine what kind of audience? I mean, you have your audience in total awe of you if you can really capture that. I mean, talk about a captivated audience. It's awesome. Daily Pinterest users increased by more than 145% since the start of 2012, and this number continues to grow. That may be a larger number now. I have to check on that. There are more than 50 million blog posts about Pinterest. I really feel like that's low. I feel like that's much higher. I mean, maybe even double by now. The next little affirmation. I don't apologize for self-promoting my business. So true. People get crazy about not wanting to send out newsletters, not wanting to talk about their promotion on social media. The thing is that people chose you. So keep that in mind. Don't apologize so much for promoting to them. They want to hear about you. They want to do it. And if they unsubscribe, honestly, who cares? It means that they're not people that are willing to take the next action. And you want actionable people because actionable people are customers. And we rock out of week 4 there. I actually give you a really cool short meditation that really helps you focus on what you really want. And I always come back to that. What do you really want? What does that look like? Okay. Yay! All right. So this week's session is really small and super sweet and short, which is amazing. It's my Friday, so I am going to stop here and wow. Let me see if I can show you outside. I don't know what. This is the funniest thing about New Zealand. To me, it looks a lot like Los Angeles. But you know I'm not lying because the cars are parked on the other side of the road. Oh, I just missed a bus. You could have saw it. Well, you could see the markings on the street. See, I'm not lying. But what in particular, I want to show you the hills that are around here. Let's see if I could get this right or angled right before I leave. Isn't that incredible? There's a little place where I get my little latte. It's so cute. All right. Well, thank you so much for checking out this week, and we will be posting this so you can look at it at your leisure, and we look forward to the next one. Depending on how the series, I'm sketching it out to be 6 weeks, the Systems for Creative Artists, Coaches, and Freelancers. Now, depending on how long that's going to be sketched out and how many questions I have, I may do a weekly hangout. But we'll figure it out. We'll see what the AMP members really want, and we'll check it out from there. All right. Well, I thank you so much for checking out this week, and I hope I answered a lot of your questions about the modules, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.